Welcome back to Worldview TV, where we explore countries, cities, and cultures from around the globe. Today we're diving into how Qatar became the richest country in the world. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you value quality education content. Once upon a time, before the skyscrapers, before the world's richest headlines, before private jets and luxury malls, there was a stretch of desert on the edge of the Arabian Gulf. It was quiet, dusty, and largely forgotten by the world. That land was Qatar. A few small villages sat along the coast. Men went diving for pearls in the scorching heat, while others fished or traded with passing boats. There were no oil rigs, no cities, no wealth, only grit, survival, and saltwater. Fast forward less than a century, and that same patch of land now gleams with towers of glass and steel. Doha's skyline sparkles under the desert sun. The richest nation on earth by income. A country so small it could fit inside the U.S. state of Connecticut, yet richer than almost any place you can name. Qatar, the land that turned sand into gold. So how did this happen? How did a nation once dependent on pearls and fishing become one of the richest societies in human history? This is not just a story of oil or gas, though those play their parts. It's a story about vision, timing, and a remarkable ability to think beyond the moment. In the early 1900s, Qatar was under British protection. Life was simple. People traded with Bahrain and Kuwait, sometimes venturing to India or Iran. Their pearls, the Gulf's white treasures, were in high demand. But in the 1930s, a Japanese invention nearly destroyed that entire way of life: cultured pearls. Overnight, the natural pearl market collapsed. Thousands lost their livelihoods. Poverty spread. For a time, it seemed Qatar had no future. And then, hidden deep beneath the sand and the sea, fate whispered a secret: oil. In 1939, geologists struck black gold at Duhan, on the western coast. At first, production was limited by World War II, but by 1949, Qatar's first shipment of crude oil left its shores. Money began to flow in. Roads, schools, hospitals, things unheard of before, began to appear. But here's the twist. Oil was just the beginning. Beneath Qatar's waters lay something even more valuable: an enormous deposit of natural gas. The North Field, discovered in 1971, turned out to be the largest single gas field in the world. It was like striking gold again, but this time 10 times over. While other countries focused on oil, Qatar's leaders saw the future in gas: cleaner, more sustainable, more versatile. The timing couldn't have been better. The world was beginning to seek cleaner energy sources. Natural gas, once seen as secondary, became a treasure. Qatar poured billions into developing liquefied natural gas, LNG, allowing it to ship energy across the globe. This single decision changed everything. Within a few decades, Qatar transformed from a dusty backwater into a global energy powerhouse. But wealth, as history shows, can be a curse as much as a blessing. Many nations with oil and gas riches fell into the resource trap, spending recklessly, neglecting education, ignoring innovation. Qatar chose a different path. Under the leadership of Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, who took power in the 1990s, the country began to think long-term. He and his advisors understood that the oil and gas wouldn't last forever. They needed to turn resource wealth into national wealth, and national wealth into global influence. They founded the Qatar Investment Authority, a sovereign wealth fund to invest the country's surplus income around the world. Today, that fund owns stakes in some of the most iconic assets on the planet. London's Shard skyscraper, Harrods department store, Volkswagen, Barclays, even global sports and technology companies. In essence, Qatar used its gas wealth to buy a piece of the world. At home, they invested in education, infrastructure, healthcare, and culture. They built a modern capital with futuristic architecture, and invited world-class universities, Georgetown, Cornell, Northwestern, to open campuses in Doha's education city. For a small country with a population of barely 300,000 citizens, it was a bold statement. We may be small, but we will think big. As oil prices boomed in the 2000s, Qatar's GDP per capita soared. By some measures, it became the richest country on earth. Free education, free healthcare, little to no income tax, and world-class public services. Citizens benefited immensely, though the country also relied heavily on foreign labor. Workers from South Asia, Africa, and beyond who built the towers, roads, and stadiums. And that brings us to a complex side of the story, one often discussed on the world stage. The human cost of rapid modernization. The controversy surrounding migrant labor conditions, especially during the lead-up to the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Qatar faced global scrutiny, and it responded with reforms, labor laws, new standards, better oversight, though debate continues over how effective those changes truly are. Still, the 2022 World Cup was a turning point. It wasn't just about football, it was about reputation. For a month, the eyes of the world were on Doha. The tiny Gulf state that once struggled for recognition was now hosting the biggest sporting event on the planet. The gleaming metro system, the architectural wonders, the seamless organization, it all broadcast one message: Qatar had arrived. But what really makes Qatar's story fascinating isn't just wealth, it's how it wields that wealth. This is a nation that's mastered soft power. Through media, like Al Jazeera, Qatar shaped global conversations. Through sports, ownership stakes in Paris Saint-Germain, sponsorships across football, it projected influence. Through diplomacy, it positioned itself as a mediator, hosting peace talks for conflicts from Afghanistan to Sudan. It's astonishing how a country so geographically tiny became such a giant voice in global affairs. Yet, beneath the glamour and ambition lies a constant awareness: the clock is ticking. Fossil fuels won't dominate forever. The world is pivoting toward renewable energy, and Qatar knows it. That's why it's pouring money into diversification, finance, tourism, research, and knowledge-based industries. It's building smart cities like Lusail, futuristic districts designed for a post-oil world. Today, when you walk through Doha, you see more than wealth, you see identity being forged. Museums celebrating Arab art and heritage, public art installations from global artists, cultural festivals mixing tradition with modernity. Qatar is trying to prove that it's not just a gas station with skyscrapers, it's a civilization with vision. Of course, questions remain. Can an economy so dependent on hydrocarbons truly diversify? Can a society of under 500,000 citizens maintain this standard of living indefinitely? And how does Qatar balance tradition, its Islamic, Bedouin roots, with the hyper-modern, globalized lifestyle of today? But even those questions show how far the nation has come. Decades ago, Qatar was simply struggling to survive. Now it debates how to sustain prosperity and purpose. If you zoom out, Qatar's story is a reflection of the 21st century Middle East, where small states leverage resources, strategy, and vision to punch above their weight. It's a story about how wealth, when paired with planning, can rewrite destiny. What's particularly striking is how Qatar managed to stay stable through turbulent times. Regional tensions, blockades, even near crises with neighbors, yet Doha held firm, kept trading, and kept growing. When others isolated it, it doubled down on self-reliance, sourcing food locally, building new partnerships, and proving that resilience can be as valuable as resources. And perhaps that's the deeper secret to its success. The gas made Qatar rich, but the mindset kept it rich. A mindset of, think global, act deliberate. While many countries let boom years slip away, Qatar saved, invested, and planned for decades ahead. Now imagine this. You're standing on the Corniche, Doha's waterfront promenade. The air is warm, the skyline shimmers, and across the bay, the desert stretches endlessly. 100 years ago, this same place echoed with the cries of pearl divers setting sail. Today, it hums with the sound of ambition. That transformation, from wooden boats to superyachts, from sand to skyscrapers, didn't happen by accident. It was built on calculated risk, visionary leadership, and a belief that smallness is no limit to greatness. When historians look back at the 21st century, they'll likely say, Qatar mastered the art of leverage. Leveraging geography, resources, and opportunity to shape its destiny. It's not perfect, no nation is, but its journey from poverty to prosperity is one of the most extraordinary economic stories of our time. So the next time someone asks, what's the richest country in the world? Remember that it's not always about size or power. Sometimes it's about focus, timing, and daring to dream bigger than your borders. From desert sands to global skyscrapers, Qatar proved that with vision, even the smallest nations can leave the biggest mark. This is Worldview TV, where we explore countries, cities, and cultures around the world. If you enjoyed this journey through Qatar's rise to riches, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because every week, we uncover the hidden stories behind the world we live in. And next time, we'll take you to another corner of the planet, where culture, history, and destiny collide.